Hi students, welcome to lesson number 27, Social Control Part B, Concepts and Agencies of Social Control. Introduction. The study of social control is an important facet of sociology. Social control is the control of society over the individual. It is a unifying factor in the study of human behavior. According to Kimball Young, American sociologist, the aims of social control are to bring about conformity, solidarity and continuity of particular group or society. Social control denotes some kind of influence which is essentially exerted by the society or community for promoting the welfare of all the individuals or group as a whole. The influence is universal and since times immemorial. The objectives of this lesson are: highlight the various agencies of social control. Church and religion. Church is regarded as an institutionalized expression of religion. It serves as an agency of social control. In the past, church was a powerful agency of social control for quite some time. The church and the priests were held in high esteem. The authority of the church was recognized and accepted by the people. As a result, nobody could disobey its order. The church had power to dethrone kings who did not accept its authority during this period. Religion serves as an important agency of social control. It is the religion which supports the folkways and mores of a society by playing supernatural sanctions behind them. It adopts negative as well as positive means to regulate the behavior of the individual in society. Several religious beliefs are significant in social control. Firstly, the belief in the existence of an unseen power leads a man to right actions because he believes that his actions are being watched by an unseen power. The second belief in the theory of reincarnation keeps the man away from wrongful acts because he believes that in order to have a good life in next birth, he must do good acts in this life. The third belief in the goddess of vengeance also regulates man's behavior because he believes that he will be punished by the goddess of vengeance for his sins. The fourth belief is in the existence of hell and heaven, which influences a man to a virtuous acts and avoid sins in order to go to heaven or avoid going to hell after death. The fifth belief in the immortality of soul, and thus man avoids such actions which will cause pain to the soul of the deceased ancestors. In this way, beliefs are powerful influence on human actions. They are vital for human relations. They define the purposes and interests for the individual and control his choice of means so that the purposes of the groups may be advanced. No aspect of social relationship escapes them. Beliefs may be false, they may be founded on factual or faulty evidence, but the question of their validity does not necessarily determine their effectiveness of social controls. We act with as much determination from false beliefs as from non-factual ones. Social suggestions. Social suggestions are also powerful means of social control. Suggestion is the indirect communication and can be made through various methods. The first method is putting the life examples of great men. We celebrate the anniversaries of Mahatma Gandhi and Lal Bahadur Shastri. We build monuments in the memory of great men. We place their ideals before the people and encourage them to follow these ideas. The second method of making suggestion is through literature, books, journals, newspapers, etc., which inspire the people to develop national feeling. The literature may also make people narrow-minded, conservative and superstitious. These types of literature will indirectly influence the mind and consequently the behavior. The third method is through education. The educational curriculum communicates ideas to the students and makes them disciplined citizens. The fourth method is through advertisement. Many magazines carry informative advertisements depicting the advantages of visiting certain places and suggesting the prestige attached to travelling to these places. Suggestions may be conscious or unconscious. It may also be intentional or unintentional. Ideologies. Ideology is a theory of social life which interprets social realities from the point of view of deals to prove the correctness of the analysis and to justify these ideals. It is the projection of a certain ideal. Leninism, Gandhism and Fascism are ideologies which have analyzed the social realities and laid down an ideal before the people. Ideologies influence social life to a deep extent. Leninism had influenced the social life of Russians. Hitler's theory of socialism influenced the Germans to the extent that they began to regard themselves as the supreme race of the world. Gandhism has influenced social life in India. However, there is conflict of ideologies. The history of man has been one of the struggle among conflicting ideologies. Ideologies are powerful dynamic forces of contemporary social life. They satisfy the need of all men to believe in a system of thought that is rigorous. They express the vital interests of social groups and satisfy their desire for a scheme of social betterment. They stimulate action and provide a set of values. Ideologies motivate social action. The success of any ideology as an effective means of social control depends on many factors like its completeness, coherence, its vision of the future, consistency and its ability to meet criticism. Norms and values. Norms and values are rooted in the institution. Norms are the unwritten standards of behavior and are regulatory in character. Values consist of culturally defined goals. It is held out as a legitimate object of realization for all or for diversely located members of the society. It involves various degrees of sentiments and significance. These may consist of inspirational reference. Values are goals worth striving for. These are basic though not exclusive. The choice of individual for striving towards the cultural goal is limited by the institutional norms and values. These provide the guideline for action, give cohesion to society and influence attitude of the individuals. Broom and Selznick described norms as blueprint for behavior, setting limits within which individuals may seek alternative ways to achieve their goals. Norms and values operative in one social system is not equally operative in the other. Conformity to norms is qualified in view of the socially defined situation. Violator of norm may invite loss of prestige, social ridicule or even more severe punishment. Folkways and mores. Folkways are the recognized modes of behavior. They are the behavior patterns of everyday life which arise spontaneously and unconsciously in a group. Folkways are socially approved and they have some degree of traditional sanction. It is not easy for the members of a group to violate the folkways. They are the foundation of group culture. If an individual does not follow them, he may be socially boycotted by his group. A particular dress must be worn at a particular function. The Brahmins shall not take meat. Women should not smoke. Since folkways become a matter of habit, therefore, these are followed unconsciously and exercise powerful influence over man's behavior in society. Mores are those folkways which are considered by the group to be of great significance, rather indispensable to its welfare. Mores restrain an individual from doing acts considered as wrong by his group. They are the instruments of control. In society, there are innumerable mores like monogamy, prohibition, endogamy, anti-slavery, etc. Conformity to mores is regarded necessary. It is essential for the members of the group to conform to them. Behavior contrary to them is not permitted by society. These are strong ideas of right and wrong which require certain acts to forbid others from doing it. Mores is used to denote behavior patterns which are not only accepted but are prescribed. Thus, mores control man's behavior in society to a very great extent. Customs. Customs are the long established habits and usages of the people. They are those folkways and mores which have persisted for a very long time and have passed down from one generation to another. They arise spontaneously and gradually. There is no constituted authority to declare them, to apply them or to safeguard them. They are accepted by society. They are followed because they have been followed in the past. The importance of custom as a means of social control cannot be minimized. They are powerful and regulate social life to a great extent. They compel the individual to conform to the accepted standards. They are held so sacred that any violation of them is regarded not only a crime but also a disrespect. In primitive society, customs are the main agencies of social control, but in modern times their force has loosened. Art and literature. Art in its narrow sense includes painting, sculpture, architecture, music and dance. Literature includes poetry, dream and fiction. Both art and literature influence the imagination and exert control on human behavior. The martial music of military band arouses feeling of determination and strength. A classical dance creates in us an appreciation of our culture. The statue of Mahatma Gandhi teaches us the virtue of simple living and high thinking. A painting may arouse in us a feeling of sympathy, affection and hatred. There is always a close relationship between national lives. The civilization of any specified time can be judged by an examination of its arts. Artists have been called agents of civilization. Literature also influences human behavior in society. A good literature possesses an indefinable quality which makes it live through the ages. For instance, Ramayana, Bhagavad Gita and Mahabharata are classical work of great social value. Jean-Jacques Rousseau in France has tended the French Revolution. Charles Dickens, English writer, changed the entire school system in Britain by writing David Copperfield and other of his books. In this way, both art and literature exert control through their influence on the human imagination. Humor and satire. Humor is also a means of social control. It assumes various forms depending upon the situation and purpose. It often serves to relieve a tensed situation. Sometimes it is used with a bad intention to devalue others without a reason. It is also used to gain a favorable response. Humor controls by supporting the sanctioned values of the society. Through cartoons, comics and reports, it can support the values of the society in a form that is light in spirit but effective in control. Satire employs wit and ridicule as indirect criticism of actions felt to be vicious and socially harmful. It exposes by ridicule the deceptiveness and danger of behavior. Thereby, it causes the people to give up their vicious and harmful actions. Public opinion. The influence of public opinion as a means of social control is greater in simple societies. In a village, the people are known to one another personally. It is difficult for a villager to act contrary to the public opinion of the village. Public opinion greatly influences our actions. For fear of public ridicule and criticism, we do not indulge in immoral antisocial activities. Every individual wants to win public praise and avoid public ridicule or criticism. The desire for recognition is a natural desire. It has been asserted that the greatest efforts of the human race are directly traceable to the love of praise. Persons behave according to social norms to win public recognition or at least to avoid public ridicule. Thus, public opinion is one of the strongest forces influencing the behavior of people. Public opinion is very powerful in the democratic age. It not only controls the behavior of people but also controls the government. People these days are more concerned with the opinion held by the public. Fear of public opinion in general makes people control their conduct and behavior. The state controls the behavior of the people through public opinion and molds people in favor of its policies. It forms public opinion through various media like the newspaper, cinema, radio, television, etc. Propaganda. Propaganda is a systematic attempt by an individual or individuals to control the attitudes of people through suggestions and consequently their actions. With the development of means of mass communication, propaganda has become an effective means of social control. Society is a harmonious organization of human relationships. Unless the individuals live up to the prescribed norms of conduct and unless their self-seeking impulses are subjugated to the welfare of the whole, it would be quite difficult to maintain effectively the social organization. Society, in order to exist and progress, has to exercise a certain control over its members, since any marked deviation from the established ways is considered a threat to its welfare. Such control has been termed by sociologists as social control. The results of social control are not always beneficial to society or to the individual. Even social control for constructive purposes may confuse the public and end in inactivity. Efforts to regulate behavior in accordance to custom may cause cultural lag, mental conflict and also emotional instability.